Dead Island returns as a MOBA. Hi-Rez ditches their official forums. Webzen shuts down Arctic Combat. An open-world winter sports MMO is in the works. Age of Wushu's expansion goes live, and more on this week's episode of Free to Play Weekly. Like the spooky zombies it portrays, the Dead Island franchise is rising once more from the grave, but this time it's taking on a new face. Dead Island Epidemic, the third installment in the series, will actually be a free-to-play MOBA, pitting 3 teams against each other while fighting to survive the zombie onslaught. Publisher Deep Silver has assured fans that the game will stay true to the Dead Island franchise's core elements, going so far as to refer to the game as a zomba. No word on whether Techland, the developers of the original Dead Island and its sequel, Dead Island Riptide, will be returning to the development helm for Epidemic. Deep Silver plans on releasing more info about Epidemic later this month at Gamescom. Yet another modern military shooter has fallen by the wayside. Originally released in December, Arctic Combat marked Webzen's first FPS, but early last week, Webzen revealed they would immediately begin shutting down some of the FPS's services, including the item shop, download page, and inquiry service. Players who still happen to have the game installed can continue to play until September 2nd. As to why Webzen decided to shut down the FPS, speculation on the forums pointed towards a lack of anti-hack enforcement from Webzen, which reportedly caused a noticeable decline in community members. To say thanks as well as goodbye, Arctic Combat players will be compensated with special AC veteran packs. What packs they receive depends on which of the 3 portals they choose, either webzen.com, gpotato.eu, or gpotato.com. The compensation they get will be based on the currency value of the chosen portal. So, were you a fan of Arctic Combat? Players who are looking for an MMO that ventures off the beaten path may want to check out the recently revealed open-world MMO, Snow. The MMO has players skiing across gorgeous open-world mountainscapes with realistic physics, all powered by CryEngine 3. While still in pre-alpha, Snow promises to provide players the opportunity to ski or snowboard across freshly powdered slopes, with their friends doing tricks, riding ski lifts, and having the sort of experience you might expect if you actually went to a ski lodge. As with any sports games, players who are looking for a more competitive scene can expect to participate in events and time challenges for unique rewards. Now the devs just need to add the Winter Olympics to the list. Biathlon, anyone? The martial arts-themed MMO Age of Wushu just released its first expansion titled Legends of Mount Hua. Legends of Mount Hua is the pseudo-sandbox MMO's first expansion, and focuses primarily on adding new PvE content such as the 18-player dungeon Yanmen Pass. Mind you, that isn't to say that the new expansion doesn't have anything new for PvPers. Included in the expansion is a brand new 80-player battleground which pits the Mongolian Raiders versus the Ming Dynasty, and is sure to mean plenty of opportunities for you guys to just stab people with razor-sharp katanas. Players can pick up 2 new skills called the Astonishing Gooseblade and the Flowing Cloud Sword. Of course, there's also the newly introduced Jianhu faction reputation system, apprentice program for new players looking for veteran mentors, and the new artifact items to collect. More information regarding the expansion includes details about a brand new shiny fresh start server can be found at ageofwushu.com. Hi-Rez Studios drew some fire last week after announcing the company would immediately be shutting down the forums for all their titles. This includes SMITE, Global Agenda, and Tribes Ascend. In their place, Hi-Rez is recommending players visit social media sites like Reddit, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and Twitch. In a post which appeared on each of Hi-Rez's official sites, the company said that they had noticed an increase in players visiting social media outlets instead of their official sites. As one could imagine, gamers affected by these changes were not pleased, and for good reason. Development studios with several successful titles are usually expected to provide a forum place for players to centralize their discussions and voice their concerns directly to the developers. Relative forum threads can often last for weeks on the front page, remaining relevant while possibly receiving intermittent dev updates all the while. By contrast, a popular Reddit post will usually only last a few days, cannot be stickied, and will quickly be replaced. Searching for resolutions to issues which have since been archived may also prove challenging due to Reddit's search parameters. Hi-Rez has stated it will continue to interact with players through their own live streams and community-based channels. They also plan on having more YouTube content, which they hope will increase connectivity between Hi-Rez staff and players. Where do you prefer to discuss games? S2 Games, most famously known as the developers behind Heroes of Newerth, has been busy behind the scenes with their brand new MOBA, Strife. The newly announced MOBA is said to have an increased focus on expunging toxic behavior from the community, something S2 knows about all too well. Strife will be providing tools from the onset which will encourage players to collaborate in-game. Similar to the system currently used in Dota 2 and League of Legends, Strife will employ a karma system for policing bad behavior. After each game, players can choose to make a positive, negative, or null action against others. Those who earn large amounts of karma are rated better among the community and receive rewards based on their behavior. Those with negative karma may receive coal instead. Literally. Perhaps receiving a lump of black coal will remind players to police their behavior and incentivize them to change their karma score. S2 has assured players there are systems in place to prevent the system from being used to unjustly punish players. Strife is said to use the familiar tri-lane setup from other MOBAs, but will include some unique elements under the hood. Keeping up with the whole "there is no I" in team motto, all gold will be shared between team members near where an enemy dies. Oh, and there's also something here about unleashing a giant albino ape named Raiderz on unsuspecting teams. Players can even collect evolving pets which grant passive buffs to their characters. While no closed beta date has been announced yet, you can sign up for the beta by visiting Strife's official site at strife.com. And the game of the week is Digimon Masters. Digimon Masters is an MMORPG based on the popular anime franchise Digimon. In Digimon Masters, players play as tamers who collect and train hundreds of Digimon spanning across multiple series. In order to earn new Digimon, players must find special eggs which they must take care of until it successfully hatches. Each of the Digimon possess their own unique traits and can evolve into more powerful Digimon as they level. Both players and their Digimon can level, granting new abilities for the Digimon and giving players access to new accessories, tamer skills, and items which can boost their Digimon during battle. Combat in Digimon Monsters occurs in real time, with players giving orders and moving independently of their Digimon. Other players can also join in and assist with their own Digimon, granting them their own separate personal rewards. Digimon Masters features multiple iconic areas to explore from the anime, with dungeons and raids featuring bosses based on popular characters within the series. Regular updates introduce new Digimon, tamers, items, quests, and events to the game as well. If you're interested in a pet-focused MMO, or you just want to take a trip down memory lane, then be sure to check out Digimon Masters. Digimon, digital. Okay. That is going to be all for this week's episode of Free to Play Weekly. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment in the comment section below. And be sure to head over to MMOBomb.com for more free to play action. Until next time, Natsumii out.